sir. Nandiyan ka na ba?
Hello, Sir Marco.
Low, 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 low.
Ayan, hindi ko ma-unmute yung mic ko. Sorry. Alright, hang on a sec lang ha. Ready ko lang yung presentation. Okay, kita nyo class? Send a like pag nakita nyo. Send a smiley face or a like. Kung sino man yung makakarinig sa akin. Alright. Okay. So, I think we're ready na. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay. Hello? Hello, Sir Marco? Are you saying something? Sorry.
Hindi. Baka ako, na, di,
Ay, okay. Alright. So, ito na yung ating final last lecture, I guess. Sir Marco, but this isn't a lecture. It's more of a rationale. So mamaya class, wag muna kayong aalis, magbaano tayo ha. Sir Marco ha, please. Tradition na natin to. Class picture. With my class. Okay? Okay. Oh, walang sagot si Sir
sige, sir,
Mark.
sige, sir.
Walang sagot si
Sige,
Sir
sir.
Marco. Natatakot ako.
Hindi kasi gumagawa akong documents. Last day na kasi ngayon.
Hang on a sec. Nasaan na ba tayo? Microphone, speaker. Lipat ko yung speaker sa ano ko. Alright, so if you have questions, we can answer it now, but just raise your hand or send something on the chat if you want me to discuss something further. Okay, as usual, as per usual, we're going to go one by one with this document that I have in front of me, and I think I have a copy of how many people answered the questions correctly. So let me just pull that up also. And so happy ako kasi anim na tao lang ang hindi nakasagot ng question 1. Majority of you guys still remember that that the person who's updating or who's currently updating the RA 5527 is Senator Bongo. Okay? And this one was something that I changed. The original question from the board exam was who was the president in the enactment during the enactment of RA 5527. I just changed it to, of course, para mas madali para sa inyo, nilagay ko regime, 'di ba? Kasi lang naman isang person lang naman lagi ang merong regime sa sa question na to, sa ating list of presidents here. Lagi nating naririnig yung Marcos regime na yan. So Marcos senior tayo, hindi si junior. Okay? And again, a lot of people were able to answer that one. So hindi pa ganun ka-rusty ang memory ng mga students natin, Sir Marco, when it comes to the history of medical technology. Let's go to the next one. 86.2% of people happy din ako dahil nasagutan ninyo ng tama to. How many medical laboratory technicians? When we say medical laboratory technicians, these are people who were given a license by the PRC to practice medical technology under the supervision of a medical technologist, provided that they have 70 to 74.9% of their of the score in their board exams. Okay, so what's the answer to that one? The answer to that one is 2 or 3. A lot of people got confused with. No, not a lot of people got confused with this one. A lot of you guys still answered number 2. Okay, so if you graduated medical technology and you failed to get 75% and above in your board exams, you may work under an RMT or a registered medical technologist, and there's only 2 of you who'll be able to work there. Now, we move on to our first histopathology question in number 4. This is the process of removing calcium ions in tissues. Hang on a sec, somebody texted me. Oopsie. This is the process of removing calcium ions on tissues for the purpose of softening the sample for sectioning. We discussed dehydration, but that's not the answer. Deparaffинation is something that we do after we want to re-embed something. If for example there's something wrong with the embedding, like for example the tissue block is facing the wrong way as per instruction of the pathologist or the resident. The oxidation is a chemical reaction that has nothing to do with histopathologic techniques, although the chemical processes is involved. But what we're looking for is letter B also. Okay? So the answer to number 4 is letter B. And I think a lot of people were able to answer that one correctly also. So it's easy, right? I think a lot of people passed the exams. I think. I'm not sure. Okay. Number 5. Number 5 is another histopathology question. Which of the following is not a metallic fixatives? Brazil's picroformol. So obviously it's a picric acid. It's picric acid. B5 fixative is a mercury based one. Potassium dichromate is chrome. So it's from chromate. So chromate. Okay, so the answer to this one is letter B. Letter C, sorry. 10% neutral buffered formalin. Okay? So formalin doesn't have any metals on it unless you want to put metals on it, which is of course an example. Which of course is an example. An example of that one is zinker formol. Okay, zinker formol is mercuric fluoride. Same formulation but with the addition of mercury. Okay. Next, another one from histopathology. Which of the following statements best describe the purpose of removing water from fixed tissue samples? Fixed tissue samples. Sorry, somebody keeps messaging me. Annoying. All right. Which of the following statements best describe the purpose of removing water from fixed tissue? So this is where we started a lot, where the scores seem to vary. Many people answered letter D. Only A and B. Okay? So, only A and B. Let's read A and B first. Removing water helps create microscopic holes that allows the penetration of paraffin. That is wrong. Okay? Water has nothing to do with that one. And if you make holes in that one, if you make holes in the fixed tissue, you are destroying the sample integrity. Removing water helps in the subsequent steps since water is not miscible to clearing agent. That is wrong. By this particular statement alone, water is not miscible to the clearing agent. Oh, sorry, that is the correct answer rather. That is the correct answer by this particular statement. Water is not miscible. That's why we want to use something that is miscible. Letter C. What is letter C? Water makes the tissue block light, thus it makes the sample float. That is just something that I added. That is to confuse you. So I am assuming a lot of people got confused with letter B and A and with the A and B. So the correct answer is letter B, obviously. Okay. Remember that when you're creating microscopic holes, you're destroying the sample integrity. Your main purpose as a histotechnologist is to make the sample as lifelike as possible. Okay, and if you make holes in the sample, you're not really helping in the diagnosis. You are more or less destroying the sample. Next, let's talk about anatomical pathology, number 7. Which of the following is not a test done in an anatomic pathology laboratory? Autopsy is done there. Okay. Cytochemical staining is done there. Yes. Electrophoresis of serum and CSF samples is not done in the anatomical pathology laboratory. Okay. We've discussed the difference between anatomic and clinical pathology. How many people were able to answer that one? Very good. I'm happy that 72.3% of you guys answered the question correctly. Now, number 8. A lot of people made a mistake with number 8. I think majority of you guys made a mistake on this one. Which government institution issues an LTO? What is LTO? Land Transportation Office? No. It's licensed to operate for clinical laboratories that have passed an inspection. So the inspection is done by, majority of you guys answered letter D. Okay? Majority of you guys answered letter D. The correct answer is actually DOH. Okay? DOH is the one that issues. Okay? The one who accredits or certifies a laboratory to do its job is BHFS. What is BHFS? Bureau of Health Facilities and Services. Okay? Bureau of Health Facilities and Services. DOLE may basically helps with employee grievances, I guess. Okay? DPWH, probably if you the infrastructure of private infrastructure. Okay? Oh, wrong spelling. Oops. Sorry. Okay? Infrastructure of public works, like roads and stuff, roads, etc., or parks. Okay, has nothing to do with the clinical laboratory. DOH supposed to be is the correct answer. Why? Because they're the ones who give the license, accreditation as well as inspection. Okay, when they accredit, they want to make sure that you're doing your best. They want to make sure that you're doing your best to deliver accurate and precise results. Okay, as well as look at the history of your laboratory, whether or not it had past issues with relation to patient in relation to patient affairs. Okay, like for example, somebody died from mismatched cross match because of clerical error and blah blah blah. So that's a tedious thing. And we're going back again to another case study. We're going to our first case study here in the exam. This is named after Mark Segi. Mr. Mark Sige graduated BS MLS in March 2023. At the time, he was 19 years old. A year later, he tried to challenge the board examinations but failed to secure a passing grade of 75% and above. He tried retaking the examination the same year and finally succeeded to pass the board examination with flying colors. Select the statement that best applies for Mr. Sige. So, let's make sure that we have everything in we have everything here. So, we're reading that Mark Sige is 19 years old. So the question has something to do with when you are going to get your license, right? And we have to establish what medtechs get, or let's just go with RMTs. RMTs by law get their licenses at the age of 21. Okay? Mark Sige graduated at 19 years old. Mark Sige graduated at 19 years old. A year later, okay, a year later he tried to challenge. A year later he tried to challenge the board exam. So he's now 20 years old. Took the exam, but failed. Okay, he tried retaking the exam the same year. So remember, there's 2 months in a year where you can take the board exam. That is the March examination and the September examination, right? Most of the time, students take their regular graduates take their board examinations of the September examination. So he took the exam, but failed the first try, which is the September one. Okay. Oh wait, he graduated in March, so he took the exam on March. Okay. Second time, he passed. Okay, that will be the September one, September version of the exam. Okay. Now, select the statements that follow. Let me check how many people answered this one properly. So it's good that I'm explaining this because there's a disparity between your answers. 38% of you guys only 38% were able to answer this one correctly. So let's just so we've established everything from reading this whole case. Okay. Now, which of the following best describe his situation, or the statements best apply to Mark Sige? Okay. He is lawfully allowed to practice medical technology but will not receive a physical copy of his license until he is 21 years of age. That is actually the correct answer. Let's look at the other choices why it's wrong. Okay? He cannot practice medical technology. However, he will be issued a copy of a COR or a license. You are not allowed. Again, we mentioned they get their licenses at the age of 21. So already the license here is not possible. You could get your COR, right? And that's what most medtechs would get. You could get this, but you can't get your license. So this statement is already incorrect, okay? Because you can't get your license. You will be issued a copy of your COR, but not your license, okay? So this one makes this statement incorrect. I'll label this as red. How do I label this as red? Wait, let me check. Let me see. Let's go and change this to red. Let's go and change this to red. Okay, that's the one that would be issued. And again, he cannot practice medical technology. Yes, he can, but because he's already registered. This one is again also an incorrect statement. Okay. He can practice, but he has to present his COR. Okay? He will only be added to the roster of medical technology, but will not be allowed to practice medical technology until the age of 21. So see, both B and C. Obviously, this one is wrong, and this one is also wrong, because automatically you'll be added regardless of what your age is, and you will be allowed to practice. It just so happens that the physical copy of your license won't be issued to you. Okay? Now, number 10. Let's see how many people were able to answer number 10 correctly. Majority of people were able to answer this one correctly. The answer is this one. Okay? He will be allowed to take the examination one more time. Okay? He will be allowed to take the examination one more time, but in the event that he fails again, he will be required to take a refresher course. Okay? Why? What's the question? So Mark Sige failed the examination. Suppose that Mark Sige failed to pass the examination the same year. Select the statement that best describes. So he will be allowed to take it. You are allowed 3 times. Okay? Aspiring RMTs are allowed to take the exams 3 times. Okay? Let's go to another histopathology question. Let's see how many people were able to answer this one correctly. This is a hematology question, so I'm expecting people to answer this one correctly also. Yes, very good. 56.9%. Not good enough. I wish it was more than 90. It was more than 80%. because this is a histopathology question, class. Which of the following is the best fixative used for bone marrow samples? The correct answer is letter B, methanol. Okay, methanol. Okay, ethanol could be used, but it causes cellular destruction. Acetone is also a possible, is a better fix. Is not a it could be a fixative for this one, but its main purpose is for neurological samples, and isopropanol is not has it could be used for blood samples, but not for bone marrow samples. Okay. Next, desenkerization. This is one of my questions that I prepared for you guys. Um, this is from the BOC manual. BOC manual, the self instructional guide, which is a review test booklet for those people who are taking the HTML board exams, or the HTL, or the histotechnology certification exams under the ACP. And the correct answer is this one. Desenkerization is removal of what? Removal of mercury precipitate. Okay? Removal of mercury in the tissue that has been fixed with Zenker fluid or Zenker formol. Okay? We don't use alcohol because it will make the sample volatile. Alcohol is volatile and won't react. It will still precipitate. What would happen? Mercury will still precipitate if you use alcohol. Thioglycolate and water is not good enough. Thioglycolate needs to be, if you're going to use thioglycolate is for bacteriology, by the way. That's why it's incorrect. And EDTA has never been heard of being used in desenkerization. Okay. Next, how many people were able to answer number 12? Okay, very good. 56.9%, 46.2% were able to answer that one correctly. Number 13, a lot of people were able to answer this one correctly. Osmium tetroxide fixatives leave what kind of a precipitate? So white chalk white precipitate is prolonged formalin fixation. Yellow precipitate or yellow discoloration is from picric acid. Okay. Brick red precipitate is formalin hematin, which is from prolonged formalin fixation also. Oh, no. Chalk white precipitate is prolonged formalin storage. Sorry. Okay. Black precipitate is the correct answer. And let's see. I think that's the one where you guys got first. Yeah, that's correct. So black precipitate. Happy that a lot of people are answering correctly. Okay. Which specimen banking such as tissue, sperm, egg cell banking, sperm and egg cell banking are categorized as what type of laboratory facility according to the Clinical Laboratory Act of 1964? BCC, Blood Collection Center, X. Okay, automatic. These are not blood sample. These are not blood or blood products. Limited service laboratory. A limited service laboratory are examples of those are dialysis units or freestanding dialysis units. Okay. There's lying in centers. So they could do CBC, creatinine, electrolytes, okay? Because it's important for their clientele. Tertiary laboratory, that's mainly hospital-based laboratories that are usually for teaching and research purposes, okay? And then specialized laboratory services are those who are is the correct answer. How many people were able to answer that? 176. So I need not explain that one any further. You guys know the difference what the specialized laboratory is. Okay. research and teaching laboratory requires are required to register with which government agency according to the Clinical Laboratory Act of 1964. It is if you're a person um, who wants to register your laboratory to a government entity, you must talk to or you must reach out to the Department of Health again. Okay? The Department of Health. Okay? Registration. They're the ones who will do it for you. Not on the, some people still answered, oh my goodness, some people still answered Commission on Higher Education. Hoy, sakalin ko kayo. Sino yung sumagot ng Commission on Higher Education? Sasalin ko kayo, ha? Okay? The correct answer is the Department of Health. Okay? Next, the people who prepares the medical technologies licensure examination. Let's see how many people were able to answer the number 16. 67%. Very good. Love this. Board of Medical Technology. What's the function of Council of Medical Technology in terms of licensure examination? Na curriculum. Okay? Bakit? Sino ba ang mga members yan? Yung mga PAMET, okay? Professional Regulations Commission, they facilitate the exams. Okay? They facilitate the exams. They provide guidelines on who to take the exam and the registrants, but they're not really the ones who are who prepare the questions. Okay? President of the Philippines, he recommends people to the Council of Medical Technology. Okay? The people who organizes the curriculum, that's our question. That's we already answered that one from the question above. I think a lot of people were able to answer that one correctly. Number 18, letter C. Number 17, a lot of people a lot of people were able to answer that one. Strange. That's a little bit strange for me. At number 16, no, sorry. Number 16, 67, a lot of people were able to answer this one correctly, but number 17, that's my concern. You guys need to remember the difference between the council and the Board of Medical Technology, because these two entities are not the same. Okay? That's the reason why we have RA 5527. All right. The best chelating agent used for decalcifying specimen samples that are to be subjected to immunochemistry and enzyme studies is polyvinyl resin beads, tripotassium EDTA, disodium EDTA, both A and B. Both A and B is already incorrect because because these two are decalcifying agents, but tripotassium EDTA is not. That's actually a anticoagulant that we add to our our evacuated tubes. Disodium EDTA is the number 18. Disodium EDTA is the correct answer. Okay? Anticoagulant. Okay? Polyvinyl resin beads, just my invention. Okay? Alright. This is the same picture that I showed people. Hopefully a lot of you guys were able to answer that one. Number 19. The fine black pigments in this tissue is known as bone dust. Very good. It's not bone fragments, because if it's bone fragments, you will see actual bone in the tissue sample. But in this case, there's not a lot of bone. Okay? It's just bone fragments, the dust that you see there. Okay? It's the same picture that I showed in my examination, because Sir Marco asked me to make it a little easier for you guys. So I'm using the same things. Let's see. So I just wanted to see if you still remembered. Okay? Which of the following would have resulted from this? So what's the effect of this one if the sample was cut? Or a section was cut from this one. Bubbles in the mounting media? I don't think so. That happens because of technical procedures by the medtech himself. Dull microtome. This is more technical. on the histotechnologist. Okay? Dull microtome knife as a result of cutting under decalcified tissue. Very good. Contaminated cleaning fluid. From the name itself, it's bone dust. It has nothing to do with contamination. Okay? General tissue eosinophilia. Although it is eosinophilic and thus will present itself as basic, because it has calcium, it's not generalized in the tissue. So see, there are still pink spots there. Therefore, it is not correct to say that there's going to be generalized tissue eosinophilia. Okay. Next. Oops. All right. All of the following are subjects taken up by MLS students or are BS MedTech students in the Philippines in accordance to Section 6 of RA 5527, except for botany, zoology, quantum physics, and biostatistics. The only physics, how many people got this correctly? I will bubula ang bunganga ni Sir Marco kapag Hoy, kasama pa rin ang botany. May sumagot pa rin ang botany. At saka ng biostatistics. Hoy, nagkuha kayo ng biostat, kayo talaga nakakaloka kayo, ha. At saka ng zoology. Bio 1 is zoology, kayo talaga. Halatang hindi pumapasok, hindi naalala yung mga subject. Botany lang usually ang nawala na sa curriculum, pero it is still part of RA 5527. It just so happens that there are a lot of subjects that that renders botany obsolete, and that should be updated. Okay. Case presentation tayo. With accordance to the provisions of under Section 17, Section 14. Section 14 is what? Section 14 is hang on a sec. Inubo ang lola niyo. Excuse me. Mute ko lang. Okay. Game. Alright. Medyo inubo lang. Okay. Nasaan na ba tayo? Nawala ako. Okay. Alright. With accordance to the provision under Section 14 of RA 5527, which of the following individuals are not required to have a license to practice RMT in the Philippines or medical technology in the Philippines? Let's go with one by one. Under Section 14, Section 14 is the inhibition of practice against medical technology. Okay, that's inhibition. Section 14 is because I think a lot of people were unable to answer this one correctly. Also, 21. Yeah. Oh wait, a lot of people were able to answer this one correctly. Okay. Which of the following people are not required, or individuals are not required? So let me put an underline on this one because some people were unable to answer that one correctly. Some people were unable to get this one correctly. Okay. The majority of the people answered letter B. Okay. And the rest answered C and A. Let's go with section for inhibition of practice. Inhibition of the practice Okay, inhibition against, sorry, inhibition against. Sorry. Okay, let me read out the law. No person shall practice or offer to practice medical technology as deemed uh, in this act without having previously obtained a valid certification of registration from the board, provided that the registration shall not be required for the following. Shall not be required for the following: duly registered physicians, okay, medical technologists from other countries called in for consultation, or visiting exchange professors to colleges and universities, provided that they are only there that they're only practicing for the said function. Medical technologists from the armed forces of the United States, rendering services such as for the U.S. Army only. So there are only three conditions. Okay, so not allowed or not required to have a license. Okay, so which one? So this one is a faculty member from the University of Florida School of Allied Health conducting Shigella research. Okay? So he's only doing college work, and he's conducting research only. So he's allowed. Yes? He's allowed. Okay? Retired Major Dr. Drew Jensen from the US Army, he is allowed because he is a medical technologist from the US Army. Okay? Even though he's retired. Okay? Biomeru, field service consultant performing stat blood culture assays during the annual PAMET convention. He's only there in the PAMET convention. He didn't go and distribute machines and practice medical technology other than the PAMET convention. Okay? And letter D is the correct answer in this question. Why? Duly registered physician. V. Asinas, not Asenas. Okay? Anak ko yan. Okay? A third year medical student. What made this statement incorrect, or what made this statement correct was the third year medical student one. Okay? It says that you have to be a registered physician in the Philippines to practice medical technology. Okay? So you're not required to have a COA. Why? Because most of the time, medical students still did not. Third year medical students didn't have their board exam results yet. They would get that after their post graduation. Okay? From San Beda, kahit nasa San Beda ka pa nang galing. Okay? No shade to San Beda University. Okay? San Beda College of Medicine. Okay? Next, which of the following is not considered a penalty for anyone operating an unlicensed clinical laboratory? A fine of 10,000 to 5,000, imprisonment of no more than 4 years, a fine of 10,000 to 100,000, both B and C. Okay? So, Clinical Laboratory Act says that letter A is the correct answer for this one, by the way, is ako 20. Tingnan muna natin kung gaano kadami yung tumama. 23. Okay. So for 23, a lot of people were able to get this correctly. Yes, both B and C is the correct answer. Bakit? Both B and C. Bakit? This one is check. This one is check. Why? This is the actual punishment for somebody who is operating an unlicensed clinical laboratory according to RA 55, according to the Clinical Laboratory Act of 1964, which is also known as 4688 or RA 4688. Okay? Additionally, there is a punishment of plus. Let's go with this one. It's good that a lot of you guys know the answer. So, oh wait, let's put it at the bottom. Okay. Is and no more than 6 months imprisonment. Okay. Section 32. Section 32 is very easy. Okay. This is effectivity. The actual question to this one is how many sections are there in RA 5527? So binaliktad ko lang siya. Okay? I just wanted to know if the students actually answer, and a lot of you guys were able to answer that one correctly, so I'm not gonna delve deeper into that one. Okay. Which of the following is a violation of the Clinical Laboratory Act of 1964? Performing laboratory tests without securing a license from BHFS. Okay. Performing tests outside the scope of the license intended for. Okay. Impersonating a medical technologist and signing off tests using the name of another. So Clinical Laboratory Act is different from RA 5527. So RA 5527 is for the RMT. Okay? RA 44 RA 4688 is for the laboratory. Okay? So among the choices, both A and B are the only ones related to RA 4688. Okay? So the correct answer to that one is letter D. Both A and B. How many people were able to answer that one correctly? Very good. Okay. Next. Which of the following chemicals can be used to determine another histopathology question? Which of the following chemicals may be used to determine the completeness of decalcification? Thisulfate salts, nope. Anhydrous copper sulfate, nope. Calcium oxalate is the correct answer. Okay. Positive result is clear fluid. Clear solution. For your information. If EDTA was used as a decalcifying agent, what is used to remove it from the tissue? Just soak it in water. Wash if with sodium metabisulfate. Wash and soak in normal saline. Continue to the next step without doing anything, as EDTA is miscible with most dehydrating agent. Obviously, this is wrong. Not all the time. The correct answer is the longest answer, by the way, class. Let's see how many people were able to answer this one correctly. Very good. Just soak it in water. Very good. 3 changes, by the way. Remember that slide where we have Mimiyu? Just add water. Okay? So, a lot of people still remember that one, I guess. Kailangan talaga meron tayong mga artista. Okay. Number 28. Which of the when you see this in a chemical label U, run and call for code red? Obviously not. Okay, I think a lot of people were able to answer this one. This is a laboratory safety question, which still falls under Mtlb, Medical Laboratory Laws, Bioethics, and Lab Management. Okay, sometimes they would throw this in as a random question, by the way, and this is from a previous board exam, I guess, but it's in clinical chemistry. Okay, sometimes they would still throw this in. The sign is, of course, toxic. Okay, sign means toxic, or if you're in Great Britain, it's poisonous. Poison. Okay. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're not gonna call code red. Code red is for fire. You're cover your nose and call code blue. No, call security services. if the of the facility. Chemical with such labels are used in clinical laboratories. No, we always use that in clinical laboratories. I just wanted to see how we... Did somebody else answer? Hoy, meron pa rin sumagot ng ano. May sumagot na letter D at letter A. Sir Marco, bumubula ang bunganga ko, ah. Alright. Which of the following makes solve an explosive hazard? Among all of the stuff that listed here, there's only one correct answer, and that is ethylene glycol. They can cause an explosion, and ethylene glycol is the only one that is capable of causing an explosion. Okay. Ethyl alcohol can be flammable, yes. Ethylene oxide can be flammable, but they're not explosive. Okay? Ethylene glycol is highly volatile. Okay? Ethylene glycol, for your information class, can be found in the refrigerator, in most refrigerators, as antifreeze. Okay. Number 30. How many? Number 29. Number 29, how many people were unable to answer that one? Oh, mixed. It's a mix between ethyl alcohol and ethylene oxide and ethylene glycol. So, most parang hulaan lang ang ginawa ng mga students. Okay. This is a special histopathologic technique that aims to provide rapid diagnosis on surgical specimen while the patient is still on the operating table. I copied that right off of the definition of frozen sections. Okay? Frozen section pathology. Okay? If you remembered our introduction to histopathology and cytopathologic techniques, that is the actual untampered and unabridged definition of frozen section pathology. If you look at the books and the lecture that we did. Supravital staining aims to A. Stain. Let's see. Number 30. Yeah. A lot of people were able to answer that. Some people still answered cryotomy. Okay. There's no such thing as cryotomy in our discussion. Immunohistochemistry, some still answered immunohistochemistry. Papahanap ko kayo kung sino yung mga sumagot ng cryotomy at immunohistochemistry. Alright, number 31. Letter C is the correct answer. Tissues that have recently stained tissues that have recently been extracted from the patient. Okay? So, this is a hematology question, but we changed blood sample into tissue. Okay? So, what does supra mean? Meaning supravital, above vital. Okay? Meaning immediately after collection. Okay? Immediately. Meaning the cells are still alive when you're staining them. Okay? From the Latin term supra, above. Above alive. So just after you extracted blood. Which of the following is not the aim of tissue fixation? Hardened tissue sample, preservation of tissues from putrefaction, makes tissue malleable for sectioning, slow and stops enzymatic autolysis. By malleable, that malleable is something that is not, that we didn't discuss. You can't make a section. We want to harden a tissue. If you made it malleable, it'd be that the composition, it would be somewhat something like that of chewing gum. Okay, and we don't want that in our tissue samples because it cannot be cut in a 3D manner. Okay, we want hard tissues. Malleability is not a characteristic of is not an aim of our of tissue fixation. Okay, malleable tissues often indicate that the sample is not fixed at all. Okay? Kasi parang chewing gum eh. Okay? what is the function of a mordant? The function of a mordant. Let's see how many people answered that one correctly. Number what is the function of a mordant? Number 33. All right, so a lot of people answered letter D, both A and C. Let's see what's the correct answer first. The correct answer for this one is letter C. Forms a complex with the primary stain, making it less likely with washing and decolorization. Okay, so that is the correct answer. What caused the confusion? Allows complete penetration of the stain. Stains do not penetrate the sample. They just adhere to. They have stains have an affinity to components of the cell structure, but they cannot penetrate the stain. Penetration is more on paraffin and fixative. Okay, we didn't discuss staining, but stains are more or less adherent to specific components of the cell structure, the tissues that we're staining. Okay, forms a complex with clearing agent to tissue sections capable of taking in stains. Nope. A mordant is oftentimes a part of the staining process. It has nothing to do with the clearing step. Okay? So it means if you're still in the clearing step, you haven't done your infiltration, you haven't done your sectioning yet. Okay? So letter B is clearly not the correct answer. Letter A stains in histopathology, they do not penetrate the sample. Okay? The sample has already been sectioned and there's no need for penetration. Okay? Or infiltration of the stain. Okay. Recommendation of the minimum course requirements. Let me just write here. Stains do not penetrate tissues. Stains adhere or have an affinity to cellular components. Next. Example, grams iodine. Right? Grams iodine is a mordant. Okay? Recommendation for the minimum course requirements for the degree of BSMT and BSMLS are completed by the President of the Philippines? Nope. The Minister of Health? Nope. Department of Health Director? Nope. So there's a lot of wrongs there. Okay? So minimum course required is basically talking about the curriculum. Okay? So that again is a job of the Council of Medical Technology. Okay? And I think a lot of you guys were able to answer that one. Which of the following is not the role of a medical technologist as per section 2 of RA 5527? Okay? Let's see if you guys know our practice. So a lot of people were unable to complete the Minister of Health. Who's the Minister of Health? We don't have a Minister of Health. May sumagot pa din ang Minister of Health. 90% of the students still were able to answer number 34 correctly. Okay? So pero meron sumagot ng Minister of Health at saka ng President of the Philippines. Sir Marco, gusto kong pahanap mo yung 5 na sumagot ng President of the Philippines. Okay? Number 35. Which of the following is not a role of a medical technologist as per section 2 of RA 5527? Clinical microscopy of urine and other bodily fluids. That is, of course, our job. Performing clinical microbiology tests on patient samples. That is one of our job. Clinical research. That is also one of our jobs. So none of this is not a role of a medical technologist. So let me go and put this in bold, because some people made a mistake. Please read the questions carefully. Although a lot of you were able to answer, some people still answered clinical research. One of our jobs is to do clinical research. Okay? Kaya nga, marami akong kabatch no na nag-a-aspire na magtrabaho sa Research Institute of Tropical Medicine. Okay, medical technologist prayer. Okay. This is a question that has been taken from the board exam. Okay, RMT board exam. I am not even kidding. And the correct answer in this one is through the divine physician. Okay? Sorry. Eternal physician, sorry. Divine physician, pati ako nagkakamali. Kasi tinitingnan ko yung sagot ninyo. Pati ako nagkamali. Divine physician. Eternal physician. Sorry. Pati ako nagkamali. Tinitingnan ko yung sagot ninyo. Ang daming sumagot ng divine physician. Nakakaloka kayo. Sir Mark, bumubula ang bunganga ko. may sumagot din ng omniscient. Pati ako tuloy na pasagot. Eternal physician class, ha? Eternal physician. This has been taken in the board exam, and I'm proud to say that this is one of the questions that I answered that I 100% answered correctly in my own board exam. Okay? Pero ngayon ko lang hindi nasagutan ng tama kasi tumitingin ako sa sagot ninyo. Merong sumagot ng kasi ng omniscient, ng immortal at saka ng divine, kaya nagigigil ako. Okay, number 36. Okay. May sumagot din ng dalawa, CD. Gumawa ng sarili niyang may nag-iisang tao na sumagot ng CD. Okay? Wala man lang tama maski isa. Ewan ko, sinade siguro niya yung dalawa. I don't know how that would happen. So please don't shade your answers. One item twice. Or two answers in one item. Don't shade two answers in one item, class. Okay? Walang ganon doon sa exam ninyo. Okay. Pati ako nagkamali tuloy, naloka ako. The latest revision of the Philippine Clinical Laboratory Act of 1964 was promulgated in memory work, and I strongly suggested that you guys put a star on one of the slides because I will ask that question if you didn't remember. Okay? So number 37, the correct answer is 2007. Okay? Very good. A lot of people were able to answer that one. Ha! See? CCC. Nakakatuwa. Naalala pa nila. Alright. Select the clinical laboratory based on institutional character. Institutional character, which means it's either hospital-based or freestanding. Okay? So a lot of people were able to answer that one correctly, so I'm not gonna go delve deep into that one. But just for your information, anatomic and clinical laboratory based on function. That is based on function. Okay. Primary, tertiary, and secondary is based on service capability. And blood collection centers, blood bank, are classifications of blood banks. Okay? So it has nothing to do with clinical laboratories. Alright? Although they are still part of our job as medtechs, this is not a clinical laboratory per se. Okay? Alright? So it's a different clinical laboratory act that we're talking. Medtech law. Okay? Next, which of the following reference laboratories? I think I mentioned all of these hospitals in our discussion, and I suppose majority of you will be able to answer that one correctly. So I'm not gonna delve deep into that one. For Lung Center of the Philippines, that's for hematology and toxicology. Okay, that's where we send our samples. Lung Center of the Philippines is for clinical chemistry. And Research Institute of Tropical Medicine is for parasitology. Oh, wait. Alright, wait. Toxicology tayo dito sa lung. Lung Center of the Philippines is for blood bank pala, sorry. Okay. And then, we're missing one. Children's. Children's is one of our reference laboratories for hematology. Alright? Okay. Quality assurance program. But please double check with Sir Marco. just for verifications, because I haven't been working in the hospital. I haven't been working in the Philippines for quite some time now, so I wouldn't be the best at. But I just took that answer from from previous board exams. Okay. All right. Quality assurance program from from National Reference Laboratory sends samples to laboratories around the Philippines to perform internal QC. Nope. They're sending samples for us to analyze, right? And therefore, we are performing external quality control. Okay? Competency assessment of the staff is basically a requirement for accreditation. Whether it's for JCI, what else? CAP accreditation, what else? PhilHealth accreditation. Okay? That's a requirement. Okay? And that's also for staff evaluation. Can you institutions can use that for staff evaluation. That's why you don't do that. Okay? It's done by the institution. Done as per policy of done as per policy of hospital and analytical technique being performed. Okay? Perform certification training for aspiring clinical laboratory interns. Dagdag ko lang yan, char ko lang yan. Walang kinalaman yan. Certification and training for laboratory interns. National Reference Laboratories, they do trainings and certifications, but not for interns, for postgraduate. Postgraduate MLS or RMTs. Okay? This is a work from home scheduling scheme. I think we discussed this. How many people were able to answer this one? Number 41. This is a work from home. Obviously, the word digitized. American English tayo. Digitized slide. Obviously, you're going to have a that's known as digital pathology. So this is a work from home scheduling scheme that was popularized during the 2020 COVID pandemic, wherein pathology consultations are done using digitized slide, using high resolution microscopes equipped with high resolution cameras instead of going to the hospital on clinic duty. Unfortunately for medtechs, we're not allowed to participate in digital pathology because we're the ones who prepare the slides. Okay? So, digital pathologist is for pathologists. Walang kinalaman ng Google pathology. Ano yung Google Meets, katulad dito. Walang ganon, okay? Zoom pathology, sa Zoom link lang nagtitinginan ng mga doktor, tapos nagko-consult. Sabihin ng doktor, ay, feeling ko meron siyang stage 4 breast carcinoma. Walang ganon na nangyayari sa Zoom class, ha? Meron mga ano yan. Merong mga certain government accreditations sa pagdadaanan yung mga program ng digital pathology. Hindi yan basta-basta, ay, nag-start lang ang mga doktor na magtingin sa Zoom. Okay? Kasi kailangan nila ng high resolution cameras. Okay? Walang ganun. Walang sa Zoom lang tapos sa Google Meet. Ano to? Katulad nitong discussion natin ngayon. Walang ganun, class, ha? Digital pathology is a different program. Okay? Next. Most tissue processors to this day perform all histopathologic techniques until what step? Infiltration. Okay? Infiltration. That is the correct answer. Let me see if a lot of people were able to answer that one correctly. Number 42. All right. 46%, not enough actually. Hoy, tissue processors. Ano ba ibig sabihin natin sa tissue processors? Tinanong ko kayo class last time, 'di ba? Yung katulad ng tinatanong ko, Mark Segi. Hanggang 'di ba pinakita pa ni Mark Segi yung ano niya, yung picture ng Histopath laboratory nila sa isang hospital na hindi natin papangalanan. Okay? Hanggang infiltration lang siya, 'di ba? Embedding na kasi yung next step. Yun yung ilalagay ninyo sa mga molding blocks, or it's also known as blocking. Okay? Wala pa akong nakitang tissue processor na magi-stain after ma-infiltrate at ma-embed. Wala pa akong nakitang ganon. Hanggang infiltration step siya, tatanggalin mo sa cassette, ilalagay mo sa molding block. Okay? Ganun siya lagi. Okay? Meron tayong machines solely for staining, but you still have to perform mounting. Okay? Meron tayong may automated microtome na kayang gumawa ng ribboning for trimming, that performs trimming as well as sectioning depending on what measurements you want. But the tissue processors, they will usually end or always end at the infiltration step. Okay? Next, a duly registered physician in the Philippines who wants to be the head of a clinical laboratory must undergo postgraduate training under the Philippine Society of Pathologists. Okay? Ano ba to? College of American Pathologists. Wala naman tayong kinalaman dyan. Basta mga Pilipino tayo, di ba? Dinagdag ko lang yan kasi accreditor yan. DFA, ano naman pinalaman ng Department of Foreign Affairs? Sige nga. Okay. Meron kasi sumagot ng DFA. Meron ba sumagot ng DFA? Teka lang, baka naduduling lang ako. 43. Oh, may sumagot ka ng DFA. Sir Marco nagigigil. Ay, hindi pala DFA. CAP ang may sumagot ng CAP at saka ng PMA. In fairness naman, wala sumagot ng DFA. Okay. Sorry, naduling lang pala ako. 43 pala yung sinagot na yun. Yung tinitingnan ko kanina. PMA is Philippine Okay. Procedures to laboratory tests can be found in the following clinical laboratory standards. Laboratory test. Okay? Laboratory tests. Okay? So this is a lab management question which still falls under medical technology laws, but lab management, bioethics, and histopathology. So this could be thrown at you in the board exam, so be careful. Okay? Human resource standards ba siya? No. Laboratory test ba ang human resource? Nope. Technical standards ang correct answer. Okay? Quality assurance is a different standard, by the way. Okay? And administrative policies are those for like your hiring process. Okay? Let's go one by one. Kasi madaming nagkamali dito eh. Most of the people answered quality assurance. Okay? Policies for quality assurance could be under the technical standards, but they are not laboratory tests. Okay? They are not laboratory procedures. Okay? So be mindful of that one. So ngayon pa lang tinuturuan na kayo ng mga accreditation standards. Okay? Administrative policies like hiring process, what else? Pay or salary. Okay, what else? Benefits, mga ganun yan, yung administrative yan. Pag sinabi nating quality assurance policy, ano ba siya? Yung how often, gold standard procedures, what else? Linearity, yung mga specific studies like linearity, precision related studies, testing like linearity, and etc. Madami yan. Okay? Technical standards, yan yung per procedure. So for example, in HEMA, CBC, ano bang ginagawa ninyo? Electrical impedance ba? Ganon. CBC, retics, ganon yung inaalam yan. Okay? Human resource standards naman, yan yung organizational chart. Org chart, job descriptions. Okay? So anything that has to do with the function of human resources. Okay? Paano ka matatanggal, yung mga ganun. Anong gagawin mo para sa mga ganun, no? Okay? Para sa for example, nakasuhan ka, mga ganun. Like sexual harassment. Yan. Okay? Next, all clinical laboratories must provide the list of competencies, detailed job descriptions, personnel files, which can be found in which of the following clinical laboratory standards. So, human resource standards na yun. Yun yung pinag-usapan natin kanina. Okay? Safety and infection control standards can fall under the same umbrella, but they could be separated. Okay? Technical standards is as I mentioned before. Okay? Because a lot of people made a mistake in this question. These two questions, because these are laboratory management questions. Okay? They throw that at you to confuse students kasi akala ninyo medtech laws lang ang tinatanong. Okay? Tingnan na natin kung gaano kadami yung nakasagot ang tama dyan. 44 and 45. 44 and 45. In fairness naman sa 45, madami nakasagot ang tama sa 45. 44, ang daming sumagot ng letter C, quality assurance. Hoy. Make sure na magkaiba ang technical standard at quality assurance standards. Okay? Next, number 47. Sorry. Nasaan na ba ako? 46 rather. 46. This is a type of tissue processor. Isa lang 'yan. Tissue wherein the chemicals are supplied in a fluid chamber and sample cassettes remain in one spot as it is being submerged. Ito yung kay Kalasegi, yung horizontal type. Okay? Carousel type is this one. Okay? So, this one's gumagalaw ang tissue bucket. Requires a tissue bucket. A and D requires a tissue bucket. Okay? As samples are being moved to reagent vats or containers. On each step. Okay? Which government entity, so balik na naman tayo sa MTL, which government entity receives recommendation as to who will be in the Council of Medical Technology? The President, of course. Okay? Speaker of the House of Representatives, nope. The Vice President, nope. Supreme Court, nope. Examination of desquamated cells. A lot of people were able to answer 47 correctly, though still some chose the Supreme Court, I think. 47. Yeah, there's one person who selected the Supreme Court. Everybody else answered the President. So, meron tayong doon. Meron tayong tama doon. Speaker of the House of Representatives. Ay, madami sumagot ang Speaker of the House. May apat. Sir Marco, pakihanap yung apat na yon. Paalala sa kanila na President ang Sayang yung 1 point class. Napakadali ng question. Sayang ang 1 point. Every point counts. 'Di ba? Kaya nga ang dami namin mamigay ng ng scores ninyo class, 'di ba? Examination of these desquamated cell samples are studied in what branch of histopathology and cytology? Forensic ba yan? Nope. This is mostly for medical legal. Molecular pathology? Nope. Excisional pathology or exfoliative cytopathology? So cytopathology siya. Exfoliative cytopathology. Yun yung sa mga derma. Okay? Naalala nyo yung parang kinakatam? Exfoliative pathology yun. What else? Pap smears are also considered part of exfoliative cytology. This is a form of medical examination on a cadaver which aims to determine the cause of death. 49. Hoy, madami pa ring sumagot ng necropsy, ng letter A lang. Letter D, ang tamang sagot. Hoy, class, nakakainis kayo. Other terminologies lang. Hindi ba sinabi ko sa inyo, class? Kayo talaga, postmortem examination is the same thing. Necropsy is a synonym of autopsy. Kayo talaga, class. How much is the percentage of clinical chemistry in the board examinations of medical technologists of a medical technologist? Yan, mali ang grammar ko dyan. Nagmamadali ata ako niyan. Of a medical technologist, that is 20%. I think a lot of people were able to answer that one correctly. Ay, wala pa. Ay, bakit ano dito? Number 50. Bakit mali ang number 50? Bakit 0 ang tumama sa number 50? Number 20%, yan. May something Sir Marco diyan na. Ano na lang. Kasi 58% of the students answered letter B but they are still wrong. I don't know what's wrong with that one. Baka error nung Scantron. Ayun yun nun. Meron kayong +1. I think. Not sure. Si Sir Marco bahala dyan. Okay? What is the main disadvantage of teasing fresh tissue samples with a dissecting probe? Main disadvantage. Pinag-usapan natin yan, class. It dissociates anatomic structure. So the correct answer is letter A. 51 is letter A. Okay, so a lot of you guys were able to answer that one. Samples can be mixed together with other blood fluids. Nope. Cellular hypoplasia, walang kinalaman. Dagdag ko lang yan. Okay? Ito lang yung pagpipilian nyo na ano. Tama. Okay? Kasi dalawa lang yung choices dun sa libro eh. Dinagdagan ko ng dalawa. Okay? By the way, this is a question that was taken from the BOC manual. Okay? Histopathology and cytopathology, a self-teaching guide. Alright? What is routinely used as an infiltrating agent? Tingnan nga natin, ang dami ba sumagot ng paraffin? Very good. Very good. May sumagot ng isa, Canada Balsam. Papahunting natin yan kay Sir Marco. Kailangan paluin yung kamay niya ng Canada Balsam. Okay? Paliguan ng ethyl alcohol at ilublob sa Cellusolve. Okay? Next. 53. Tissue blocks are stained and stained slides are held in the clinical laboratory for how long? 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, indefinitely. Pinag-usapan natin yan, class, although it wasn't in my slides. Okay? It wasn't in my slides. According to the Department of Health, and I googled this before I made that question, it's actually 10 years. Okay? 10 years. I googled that one. Okay? Gamorrean methenamine silver is used to stain. I think a lot of students were able to answer this one correctly because I showed you guys a picture of a fungus with Gamorrean methenamine. So, I don't need to explain that one. Stains for glycogen. Ano yung stains for glycogen natin? Periodic acid shift, PAS. Stains for lipid, Congo red. Diba? Supravital stain, I don't know. New methylene blue. Diba? Okay? Iron and hemosiderin deposits. I think a lot of students would able to answer that one correctly. Let me double check. 55. Ay, nako, naloloka ako. Pearls Prussian Blue, ilang beses natin pinag-ulit-ulit last week. Kayo talaga. Pearls Prussian Blue. Periodic shift. Glycogen na ha, class. Glycogen. Musicarmine. Musicarmine is for glycogen din also. Okay? Congo red is for lipids. RA7719, number 56, is also known as the National Blood Services Act of 1994. Okay? Yan lang yung isa sa mga memory work na pinasasagot ako sa inyo. Nakakatuwa. Naalala nilang lahat. Okay? There are only 11 people who answered that question incorrectly. And I am so happy. I am elated. Okay? Buti naman, okay? Buti naman. Sana naalala ninyo yung mga sinasabi ko na mga years. At saka kung paano i-memorize, di ba? Hopefully naalala nyo yun. Or kung hindi man, bahala kayo sabayin nyo yun. Okay? Mrs. Elzo, okay? Another student of mine yan. Ginagamit ko mga pangalan niyo as a case study. Gave birth to a premature baby who was then ventilated and stabilized. Tingnan natin kung tama ang sagot ng mga tao. Marami. Okay, 63% of you guys were able to answer this one correctly, so I won't have to explain all of it that much. Okay, NBS screening was done on a premature baby as physicians considered the case delicate due to underlying circumstances associated with prematurity. Do you think the physician's decision was unlawful under the Newborn Screening Act of 2004? The correct answer is letter C. No, there's special consideration admitted for babies admitted to intensive care. A 7-day extension to do NBS is considered lawful in this case. Very good. Okay? Yes, the baby should have been tested in a 24-hour period. Gusto nyo yung ma-infect ang baby, di ba? Mas magaling kayo sa doktor. Ganon. Yes, the baby's welfare is of utmost concern. Therefore, NBS should have been done as soon as the baby was placed in the NICU. Hoy, chill lang kayo. Vital signs muna bago ang NBS. Kayo talaga, because according to the law, the physician in this case would be the one to decide if the testing is appropriate. The physician is never above the law, or anyone is never above the law, even the lawyers and the members of the Supreme Court. Okay? So, in this one pa lang, it's very unconstitutional na. Okay? No one is above the law, ha? Hindi porket physician siya na ang magde-decide. Okay, so may sumagot na isa yata niyan. Number 57, yeah. May sumagot ng isa na letter D. Tatlo pala kayo na sumagot. Gigigil ako sa inyo. Okay. Number 58. Number 58. Which of the following is not appropriate when collecting specimens for drug testing? Is not appropriate. Kinapitalize ko na kasi sabi ko, baka hindi nila nababasa yung iba. Okay? Kaya nagkakamali sila. The bathroom for collecting the specimens have a no flush function. That is correct. The specimen was submitted at 24 degrees Celsius. Hindi ba to katakataka? Di ba yan ang tamang sagot? Okay, bakit? 24 degrees Celsius, lumabas sa katawan mo, 37 degrees Celsius ka. Ano yan, patay ka na? Di ba? Nung kinuhanan ka ng sample. Ibig sabihin, hindi galing sa iyo ang sample na yon. It's either from somebody else or you've contaminated the sample with a reagent. Okay? With a reagent. So, tama ang mga sagot. Majority of the people, 52%, were able to answer that one correctly. May sumagot ng mahaba. The bathroom stalls are in full view of the technologies while the specimen collection is being done. Minor limitations that expose the individual's genitalia while collecting the sample has been implemented by the facility. Hoy, appropriate yon. Kayo talaga. Yung genitalia lang naman ang hindi mo dapat makita while you're collecting the sample. Kayo talaga, ha. Amyloidosis. Madami din rin kamali dito. A lot of people answered letter D. Van Gysel stain is for flagella. Okay? Van Gysel stain. A lot of you guys selected Van Gysel stain. A lot of people answered that's for flagella, class. Okay? And mitochondria, sorry. The correct answer is Congo red. Okay? Amyloid. Okay? Amyloid is the only lipid there. Alright? Okay. Connective tissues are best demonstrated using what stain? Obviously, alisin na natin sa choices ang gram stain. Titingnan ko kung may sumagot ang gram stain. May sumagot pa din ang gram stain. Nagigigil ako sa inyo. May sumagot pa din ang gram stain. Kayo ha. Gigigil ako sa inyo. Pearls Prussian Broil sa inyo na din. Kasi wala namang iron sa ano natin. Wala namang large iron deposit sa ano natin. Pero may sumagot pa din. 9 people still answered that one. What surprised me the most is ang daming sumagot na tama. Trichrome staining. Very good tayo dito, class. Okay? So, isa-isahin natin to, ha. Iron deposits. Okay? Gram stain is for bacteria. Congo red is for lipids. Okay? Zenker fluid has what metallic component? Zenker fluid has mercury. Okay? Social naman ang gold, class. Okay? Chrome, tatandaan nyo lang pag may chrome, Brazil's picroformol. Okay? Brazil's picroformol. Which of the following is not part of the job of the Council of Medical Technology? Not part of the job of the Council of Medical Technology. Number 62. Tingnan muna natin kung anong sinagot ng lahat. So a lot of people answered letter D, and I am happy because that is the correct answer. Okay? 78% of you, sorry, not 78, 47.7% of you answered letter D, which makes me happy. Okay? Majority of you, the second placer is letter B. Prepares the examination questions for the RMT board made for the March RMT board exams. Hoy. Hoy, 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 hoy. Council, ano bang, Board of Medical Technology yan, lahat. Investigate violations, di ba? Facilitate the oath-taking ceremony. Okay? So, lahat yan trabaho ng Board of Medical Technology. This one with the help of PRC, of course. Okay? Alright. Um, all of the Okay, according to RA 7719, what does it mean to be a walking donor? Tingnan natin kung madaming sumagot niyan ng tama. Okay, letter B. A lot of people answered letter B. A voluntary donor that comes to PNRC randomly at any time of the day. Hoy, hindi yan ang walking donor. Kayo talaga. A donor that has been listed by the government health facilities around a certain geographic area that can be contacted anytime to provide blood should the need arise. That is the correct answer. Okay? Ang random blood donor to. Okay? Kaya nga yan random. Madaming sumagot ng letter B. Okay? Walking donor is as defined as this one. Okay? PNRC employee whose sole job for the rest of the year is to provide blood with adequate compensation from PAGCOR and PNRC. Ang sarap naman ng buhay nitong tao na to. Yun lang ang trabaho niya, mag-provide ng blood. 'Di ba? Kukuhanan lang siya ng blood. Meron pa rin, may sumagot ba niyan? Isa lang naman. Papahanap ko kay Sir Marco kung sino yung sumagot na nag-iisa na yan. Isa lang naman. In fairness naman. A person who has died but has this is a directive, okay? So this is a human donor, okay? A person who has died but has previously signed, but this is for organs, okay? Organ donation naman to. Alisin mo lang yung extract organs niyan. Okay? Alisin mo lang itong blood. Okay? Organ donation. And this is actually an organ donation directive. Okay? A person who has died previously. Kasi maraming nagkamali dyan eh. Okay? So, kailangan natin magtagal dyan sa question na yan. Okay. So, what comprises the Board of Medical Technology? Number 64. Number 64. Tingnan natin kung gaano kadami ang tumama. Yes, very good. Happy ako. Okay? A pathologist and 2 registered medical technologists with over 10 years of experience in the field. Very good. CHED secretary. Wala yan. Mga char lang yan. Lahat tong mga to, member ng Council of Medical Technology. Okay? Alsin mo na yung Philippine Nurses Association. Okay? Tsaka PMA. Alsin mo tang letter C. Okay? Ito, Council of Medical Technology. Okay? Members lang ha, kasi there's a lot more. Okay? Which of the following is a this is known as a list of registered medical technologists that is displayed publicly by PRC in their website as mandated by RA 5527. Baka naman may nagkamali pa dyan. Dali, titingnan natin. Baka may nagkamali pa dyan. Sandali number 65. Nasaan na yung sinende Sir Marco? Na-close yung number 65. Okay, wala masyado nagkamali. Alam nila lahat na roster of medical technologists. Okay. So, anong section siya? Yun yung question sa number 66. Ay, anong section siya? Anong section siya? Yun yung question sa number 66. Diyan tayo nagkanda-loka-loka. Nagkanda-loka-loka ang mga tao dyan. Isa-isahin natin, ha? Isa-isahin natin. Section 10. Okay? Section 10 muna tayo. What is Section 10? Section 10 is... Section 10 is compensation or the Board of Medical Technologists. board. Okay? Section 16 is qualifications for the examination. Section 23 is refusal to issue certificate. And our answer is letter D. Okay? Section 28, which is the roster of medical technologists. Okay? Case number, wala na ako maisip na students kasi hindi ko na maalala Alangan si Renmar na naman, di ba? Wala na ako maisip kaya nag-ano na ako. Patrick Starr na. Mr. Patrick Starr, RMT, was found guilty of performing the roles of a medical technologist with an expired license. His license was suspended as a result of this. Answer the following questions. Who conducts the administrative investigation? All members of the Council of Medical Technology, 2 members of the board, and a legal officer, the president of PAMET, PSA, PSP, PMA, and a legal officer, the PRC chair, a member of the Board of Medical Technology, and a legal officer. So ano ba ibig sabihin ng legal officer class? Pag sinabi natin legal officer, attorney yan. Okay? Siya yung tatabla dun sa 2 members ng board. Okay? Para merong tribunal. Yun yung tinatawag na tribunal pagka inimbestigahan yung case mo. Okay? So, bakit hindi all members bakit hindi pwedeng all members? Hindi pwede yung all members kasi nga malay mo yung isa busy, 'di ba, sa buhay niya. Hindi, charing lang. Yung tatlo lang talaga kasi siya kasi it's a tribunal. Okay? Mamaya ninyo malalaman kung bakit. Okay? Number 67, letter B. Bakit hindi pwede yung tatlo? Kasi busy siya. Pag 3 members plus the legal officer, 4 na sila. So pwede magkaroon ng tie. Pag tribunal, 3 lagi. Kasi yung 2 at saka yung isa para may magbe-break ng tie. Kasi 'di ba, for example, itong 2, hindi, kaibigan namin si Patrick Starr. So magbibigay kami ng no, he's not guilty. Pero nakita ni legal officer na merong kakaibang nangyayari, 'di ba? Kasi kaibigan nila si Patrick Starr, artista siya, 'di ba? Kasi nga may cast siya ng SpongeBob SquarePants na show, 'di ba? Sabihin, merong kakaibang nangyayari dito. Pwede siya magsabi na, hindi, against ako diyan. I will recommend suspension kasi mamaya natin pag-uusapan. Okay? So suppose that the court has found Patrick Starr to be guilty and a vote decided the fate of his license. How then would the suspension of his license come to conclusion? Yun. Because there's only 3 things that will happen to your license. It will either be suspended or revoked. Okay? Pag sinabi nating revoke, tatanggalin yung license mo for EBS. Wala ka nang magagawa doon. Pwede mong i-apela pero yun ang decision ng board. The other one is revocation. Pag sinabi nating revocation, lahat sila bumoto na patatanggal yung license mo. Katulad nga ng sinabi ko, kaya 3 lang ang pwedeng members kasi tribunal. Okay? Pag sinabing tribunal, mawawala ang contamination ng result, not result. I would say it's not decision. Contaminated decision ang tinatawag doon. That's when you say contamination of decision, that is a legal terminology that has something to do with the effect of the decision making. So when the decision making when both members of the board is biased, but you have a legal officer, that's someone that's not related to the board of the medical technology, but they deem that Mr. Patrick Starr is guilty based on the evidence that has been provided. Mawawala ng bias, 'di ba? Yun yung aim ng tribunal. Okay? Yun yung aim ng tribunal para mawala ng bias. Kasi kailangan may punishment pa rin kasi nahuli nga siya, 'di ba? May guilty nga siya, 'di ba? So see here, he was found guilty, 'di ba? Pag sinabing guilty, may evidence. Okay? So, ang function ng tribunal is to make a decision, whether it is suspension or revocation. Okay? Now, suppose that the court has found Mr. Patrick Star RMT to be guilty and the vote was decided. How then would the suspension of his license came to a conclusion? All of the members of the administrative proceedings voted to revoke his license. This is wrong. Okay? Kasi suspension ang pinag-uusapan. Okay? One member of the administrative proceedings did not agree to revoke his license. All but one member of the administrative proceedings agreed to a court recess. Mali din to. Wala namang kinalaman doon sa decision ng suspension yung court recess. So, ibig sabihin, meron pa rin siyang license. Okay? Expired nga lang. Okay? So, pag sinabing recess, nag-stop lang sila. Okay? So, this one is revocation. So, obviously, ang sagot natin sa question na yan is letter B. Okay? How many people were able to answer that one correctly? Very good! Ang galing-galing! Ang galing-galing. Natuwa ako. Sir Marco, natuwa ako. Yung iba dito pwede. Kasi, a lot of people were able to answer. Around 50% of people. So, kung wala man future sa medtech, malay nyo. 'Di ba? Sa law pala kayo merong future. 'Di ba? Ang galing. Ang galing-galing. Okay? Number 67. Suppose that Mr. Patrick Star found the results of the court proceedings unlawful. In what section of RA 5527 is it indicated that an appeal about his case be made? That is in section dali. Section 25, appeals. So the correct answer to that one is number 25. How many people were able to answer? Pag memory work talaga, mababa ang score ng students. Yeah. So, spread out. Only 18 people were able to answer this one correctly. Majority of the people answered number 28. Ano ba ang number 28 muna? Isa-isahin natin. Roster of medtechs, di ba? Number 27 is foreign reciprocity. Number 26 is reinstatement, reissue. Or replacement of certificates. Okay? Number 67. Who among the choices can Mr. Patrick Star appeal to? So there's only two people who there's only one person rather that in the choices there's two people rather that among the choices can Mr. Patrick Star appeal to. And the answer is both A and B. It's either the President of the Philippines or the Civil Service Commissioner. Okay? So the correct answer is letter D. Isa lang yung madaming sumagot President of the Philippines. But let me read RA5 let me read section 25 for people. Okay, for you guys. The revocation or suspension of a certificate made by the board shall be subject to appeal to the Civil Service Commissioner, number 1, whose decision shall be final 30 days after its promulgation, unless the respondent within the same period has appealed to the office of the President of the Philippines. Okay? So, Civil Service Commissioner muna ka, pwede kang umapila dyan. Pero kung friends kayo ni President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., pwede kayong umapila sa kanya. Okay? And he has all the power to decide what to do. Okay? Next, histopathology na tayo kasi nakaka-board na ang batas. Which of the following metallic fixative is used for tissue photography? Ayan, isa sa mga common questions ko yan. Tingnan nga natin. Okay, very good. Not very good. Very good kasi a lot of people were able to answer this correctly. Nakakatuwa. Hindi ko na-expect na madami makakasagot nito. Mercury is the correct one. 'Di ba? Yun lang naman ang reason kung bakit tayo gagamit ang napaka-dangerous na 'di ba, na chemical. 'Di ba? Kailangan natin ma-record yung mga ginagawa natin. Tissue photography. Okay? Hindi pinipicture yung tissue mismo, ha. pinipicturean yung nandoon sa tissue. Wag niyo baliktarin yung sinasabi na ng ano ha. Wag kayo pilosopo ha. Ibig sabihin ng tissue photography, pinipicturean yung slides. Okay? Hindi yung ano, hindi yung actual tissue ha as it's being fixed. Hindi yun ha. Chill lang kayo. Alright? So, mercury ang tamang sagot. Alright, which of the following is not a mercury-based fixative? A lot of people answered letter C, Brazil's fluid. Heidenheim Sousa ang tamang sagot. Brazil's fluid. Bakit ano? Bakit mali sila, Sir Marco? Heidenheim Sousa is ano? Pabalikan natin yan. Lagyan natin ng star yan. Heidenheim Sousa. Tatlo sila. Zenker fluid, Zenker formol, Heidenheim Sousa, B5 fixative. Yun yung ano ko eh. Brazil's picroformol. This is a chromate fixative. So a lot of people were able to answer that one correctly, which is why I'm confused. Lagyan natin ng star yan. Tama yan eh. Which of the following methodologies is not utilized for decalcification? We can use chemical, of course. We can use ion exchange resin. We can do electrophoresis, but we cannot do ion selective electrode splitting. What is how many people were able to answer that one? Yeah, okay. Majority of you guys were able to answer that one correctly. Aside from being a fixative, acetone can be used as... Acetone, by the way, is known as a universal solution. Okay. A reagent having more than one function in the histopathology tissue process. Okay? Sa universal solution. Kanina sinabi ko na yan, di ba? Oops, mali yung pinaglagyan ko na ano. Acetone. Okay? So, diniscuss natin yan last time. Letter C, a dehydrating agent. So, madami bang sumagot ng tama? Yes. Very good. Ultra-thin microtomy is used for tissue photography, electron microscopy, enzyme histochemistry, and molecular pathology. A lot of people were able to answer electron microscopy. Very good. Okay? Sectioning tissues, when sectioning tissues embedded in celloidine, the concavity of the knife should be less concave, more concave, no concavity, any of the above mentioned, as concavity has no effect. It has to be more concave, okay? Less concavity is used mostly for paraffin sections. What is the problem in the picture? Number 76. This is the same picture that I sent you guys. Okay? This is due to heating of the reagents. Okay? Heating of the reagents. So, staining reagent were contaminated with acrylamide. Wrong. The paraffin was not fully infiltrated by the specimen. Has not fully infiltrated the specimen. Nope. Okay? That would have been green. That would have been pink or yellow. Okay? Heat from the paraffin was not enough. Nope. That would have been pinkish or yellow also if the paraffin was not, because it hasn't infiltrated the sample. Okay? So, the only answer to this one is this one. Heat emanating from the paraffin cylinder of the tissue processor conducted to the other reagent vats. That's the reason why the only metal container in your reagent vats should be the paraffin ones, because they have heating pads in there. Okay? If you used metal on the other reagents, it would heat it because there's heat emanating from the paraffin cylinder. Okay? So wag gagamit ng metal vats or metal containers pagka ang tissue processor ninyo may heating pad yung may paraffin bath. Okay? Limonene. Limonene is a clearing agent. A clearing agent is an essential oil that comes from citrus fruits. Limon. Okay? Lemon. It's from citrus fruits. Okay? Limon is Latin for lemons. Latin ba or Greek? Or Greek na. Lagyan na lang natin na hindi ko sure eh. Okay. The transparency pasobra. The transparency imparted to tissues by samples. Teka, tama ba? Madami bang sumagot ng citrus fruits muna? Number 77. Oh, very good. May sumagot ng tomatoes. Char ko lang yung tomatoes. Okay. Number 7. Hoy, at what time ba kailan ba tayo nag-discuss na merong tomatoes sa anything na ano? Kayo talaga ha. Wala naman hindi man ako nag-discuss sa inyo ng ganyan. Kayo talaga. Paano ang pag-iisip ng mga students ha? Which government agency accredits newborn testing, sites, and personnel? Obviously DOH, pero may sumagot pa din ng PRC. I don't know why. According to Section 8 of the National Blood Services Act, no person should be coerced to donate blood. No person should pay for blood bags. All blood and blood product facilities should operate as a non-profit basis. Blood banks should routinely check the quality assurance test prior to the operation and issuance of blood samples. So this one is the correct answer. Non-profit basis dapat siya. Let's see kung gaano kadami yung sumagot ng tama. Number 80. So, very good. 36.9% of students answered letter C, and then it was all spread out. So, yeah. Who is the current chair of the PRC, of the Professional Regulations Commission? Zamora Chato, si Chato Zamora, or Honorable Charito Zamora. Chato ang nickname niya. If you look at the newspapers. Okay. Who is the current president of the PAMET? Para. Number 82 is letter B. Romel. Okay. Okay, complete the following passages from the Code of Ethics of from the Medical Technologists Code of Ethics. I shall work and act in the spirit of fairness to employer, clients, contractors, employees, and in the spirits of helpfulness and frivolity, fraternity, ferocity, and fierceness. Pag dyan pa naman nagkamali na kayo, ewan ko na lang. Baka may sumagot, ay nako, nakakainis kayo. All of them are negative traits. All of them are, ito dalawa kabaklaan ko lang to. Ferocity and fierceness. Kayo talaga. Frivolity is a negative trait. Fraternity ang tamang sagot. Kayo talaga, oh. Fraternity towards members of the... Nako, nakakaloka kayo. Hindi nyo nahalata. Kabadingan ko yan. Kayo talaga. Ferocity and fierceness. Kayo talaga. Complete the passage from the Medical Technologist Code of Ethics. I shall advance the profession by exchanging general information and experience with fellow men and women of the profession, fellow medical technologists and other health professionals, fellow medical technologists and physicians. So sama naman physicians lang, mali na yan ha. And fellow human beings. Charit lang yan. Yung dalawa na nilagay ko. Which one do you think? The correct answer is letter B. Okay? And unfortunately enough, madami ang nakasagot ng tama. Okay? Kasi naman, ang mean naman nito, physicians lang, kawawa naman ang nurses, rad-techs at pharmacists, at physical therapists, at respiratory therapists, tsaka yung mga psych. Diba? So, dapat other health professionals. Isama nyo lahat, kayo talaga. Complete the passage from the Medical Technologists Code of Ethics. To these principles, I hereby subscribe and pledge to conduct myself at all times in a manner befitting the integrity, dignity, demeanor, or mannerisms. Mali na obviously to. Okay? Which one do you think? Okay? Which one do you think? Let's see muna kung gaano kadami ang sumagot ng tama. Integrity daw, dignity of my profession. Okay? Dignity of my profession. Okay? Cryostats are maintained at 0 to 5 degrees Celsius, negative 5 to negative 30, greater than or equal to negative 100 degrees Celsius. Ito lang, chill lang kayo. Ito lang yan. Okay? Okay? Medyo spread out yung results. The best for celoid and embedded tissues, but the most dangerous microtome is, di ba pinag-usapan natin yan, the most dangerous microtome? It is the sliding microtome. Kasi naka-expose siya. Okay? May nag-raise ng kamay. Dexter, anong kaguluhan yan, Dexter? Ba't ka nag-raise ng kamay mo? Bakit? Ano ba? Sa libro natin, sa libro ng Gregorius, negative 5 to negative 30. Kay Gregorius yan, class. Okay. Negative ang anong sabi niyang PowerPoint ko? Negative 5 to 18 ata, no? Ano yung sabi? Paki-type nga, class. Siyempre, kung sino yung closest dito sa negative 5 to negative 30. Diba? Kaya nga extremes yung ginamit ko, oh. Okay? Alright. Nawala tuloy ako. Nasaan na akong number? Naloka ako kay Dexter, eh. Alright. Kay Gregorius yan. Okay? Next. Which of the following is not a known clearing agent? Toluene, chloroform, cedarwood oil, Canada balsam. Canada balsam. Ano ba ang Canada balsam? A mounting media. Okay? Lapit na class. Paraffin wax should be heated no higher than negative 60. Ang dami naman nakatama ng sagot. In fairness naman sa inyo, ang dami naman nakatama ng sagot. Negative 60. Which of the following is considered a selective which of the following factor is not factor which of the following is not a factor to consider when selecting a fixative? Time, temperature, concentration of the fixative, and refractive index. The only one that doesn't belong there is refractive index. Refractive index is important in clearing agent and mounting media. Okay? Those are the two things that you need to remember when it comes to refractive index. It is important for the clearing agent and mounting media. What is the problem here? Incomplete fixation, incomplete decalcification, inadequate clearing, or contaminated infiltrating media. Let's see how many people answered correctly. Again, it's the same picture that I showed you guys because I couldn't be bothered to ayoko na kayong stressin. Gusto ko, sabi ni Sir Marco, dalian ko daw eh. So ako naman ay masunurin. Pero ang daming sumagot ng incomplete decalcification. Bakit, class? Di ba pinag-usapan natin yung clearing agent kasi hindi siya na fully clear. Di ba? Inadequate clearing kaya siya. Kayo talaga, ha? 19 na tao lang ang sumagot ng tama. Okay, what do you see here? 92. Acid hematoxylin, acid formalin hematin pigment, osmium tetroxide, picric acid. Again, this is a picture that I showed you guys in our previous discussion kasi ayoko kayong ma-stress out. You notice that there is brick red precipitate there, or brick red discoloration and a dark black precipitate forming there. Not black precipitate, but almost on the side where there are blood vessels. By the way, this is a sample from a kidney. Okay? A kidney sample. All right? So meaning that it is blood rich. So this is a acid formalin hematin pigment. Okay? It's not osmium tetroxide because there's still blackness there. There's still redness in some parts. It's not picric acid because there's no yellow discoloration. Okay? No osmium tetroxide, everything would have been black. Okay? But in acid formalin hematine, this is from a blood-rich organ. So related to number 92, what organs do these findings come from? Blood-rich organs. Okay? Related to number 92, why does this phenomenon happen? Prolonged fixation to formalin, unrinsed picric acid. Desenkerization was not performed prior to proceeding to the next steps, or too much EDTA to too much exposure to EDTA during decalcification. So let's see how many people were able to answer that one correctly. 94. Oh, only 21 people were able to answer that one. Oh. The correct answer, class, is number... Okay? Remember that in blood-rich samples, blood turns acidic when mixed with formalin. Hence, it forms acid formalin hematine pigments. Okay? The hemoglobin is what the dissociation of hemoglobin to globin and heme forms the hematine pigment. Okay? Next. Nasaan na tayo? What is the problem here? Let's see how many people were able to answer that one first before I read the question. The result. 50% of you were able to finally over decalcified tissue. Okay? So what do you see? It's lamog, 'di ba? Parang nalamog siya. Okay? What characteristics do you think made you think in your answer number 25? Visible signs of bone fragments? Wala namang bone fragments dyan. 'Di ba? Indistinguishable cellular detail and nuclear contents of cells and cytoplasm. Yes, kasi hindi ko makita, 'di ba? Usually makikita mo may cellular borders ang mga cells. Pero dito parang ano lang siya, parang I would say parang oil painting siya. Para siya naging oil painting, 'di ba? Large vacuoles, hindi yan vacuoles. Buto yan, class ko. Adipose tissue yan, class. Hindi yan vacuoles. Acidophilic pattern at almost every stained element of the slide. Hindi siya acidophilic kasi kung acidophilic siya, blue ang makikita ninyo, 'di ba? So therefore, the correct answer is letter B. The indistinguishable cellular detail and nuclear contents of the cytoplasm. Yun yung reason ko kasi para no, think of it as an oil painting. Okay? So wala yung oil pastel paint. Next, what is wrong in the sample? Let's see how many people were able to answer this one correctly. Naku, Diyos ko, ilang beses kong pinakita sa inyo to. Ewan ko na lang, ha. Hi, thank you so much. Thank you so much. A lot of people were able to answer the question correctly. Number 96 is letter B. Under decalcified bone specimen. Very good. Number 97. What is this setup for? Fixation, dehydration, decalcification, and clearing. This is decalcification. Using what technique? Electrophoresis. Eh, sir, bakit gano'n? Isa lang yung sample. Yun nga yung disadvantage niya, one sample at a time. Okay. Electrophoresis. True or false? True or false? Under RA 5527, a physician may practice medical technology. True. Which of the following statements would make the practice of medical technology unlawful? Entered either clinical pathology or anatomical pathology residency program for more than a year. Medical technologist, a medical student who has trained in laboratory medicine for half a semester in an exchange program to Guatemala. a medical student who was a registered medical technologist with an active license. Tingnan nga natin kung madaming tumama dito. Number 99. Hoy, bakit letter B? Which of the following statement would make this unlawful? Bakit ang daming sumagot na letter? Kasi tama naman kasi ang answer na letter B. Yeah. Letter B is the correct answer. Lagyan natin ng star. Okay. Baka ano yan? Baka dun sa Scantron yan. Okay. So I'm happy that a lot of people were able to answer that one correctly. Based on the many years that you've been studying medical technology, medical laboratory science, as a medical technology or medical laboratory science student, which of the following best describes you? Dedicated, entitled, arrogant, or dismissive? All of them are negative. All of them are negative attributes except for dedicated. Okay? In my experience, there is no such thing as luck. Okay? According to George Lucas. And that is the end of our rationale. Okay? That is the end of our rationale thing. Renmar, yes. 78. Dinaanan pa natin. Dinaanan naman natin ha. Hoy. Ano ba number 78 na yan? Which of the... hindi ko na daanan. Sorry. The transparency imparted to tissue by a clearing agent is made possible by the proper refractive index. Okay. Viscosity would make the clearing agent ineffective. Specific gravity has nothing to do with that. Osmolality would have nothing to do with that one. Refractive index. Kaya nga clearing agent. Clearing agent means it's clear. Clear. Okay. Clear reagent. Okay? So ang refractive index dapat niya almost as close to water as possible. Okay? Okay? So kaya refractive index ang tinitingnan natin kasi yun yung transparency, the property of transparency. Specific gravity and osmolality has something to do with the molecular weight, and viscosity has something to do with the concentration. Okay? Or rather the effects of osmolality. Okay? If there's more concentration or if there's more atoms in a solution, it becomes much more viscous, diba? Or molecules in a solution, it becomes more viscous or something to that effect. Anyways, that is the end of our long or our semester long bonding session. Do you have any questions to either me about the exam or about myself? Now is the time for you to ask. I'll end the discussion first. I'll end the live stream first so you guys can watch it if you want. I prepared it all for you guys there. Baka may hindi pumasa, malay nyo maging important sa inyo yung